Okay, so one thing about the Outer Banks that just be prepared for, either side. So this is the main road. There's always traffic. Sometimes it's worse than the other. Weekends are definitely worse. But this is where you're gonna get all your shops and your restaurants. And then down these side roads, you get to the beach lane, and that's just 2 lanes. I wanted to show you a brew through, and they're usually very close, but I passed one and I didn't see it. So if I see one, I'll throw it on here. But a lot of people like those because you literally, it's just a drive-through convenience store that sells alcohol, like all your beer and your wine and things like that. And you just drive through, get it, and they hand it to you and you go. Of course, your mini golf places. I think we've played at all the mini golf places and they're all fun. We really like the Miller's restaurant on the waterfront. They have really good food. We do a date day there pretty much every year. We come down. Oh, brew through. Look at that. So here is the movie theater. I know a lot of people think, why are you going to the beach to go to the movies? But it does rain at the beach too.
And it's air conditioning.
And it's air conditioning. So if it's a super hot day, we have been known to go to that theater. This is one of the golf courses. We actually go to this golf course, Lost Treasure Golf. It was Professor somebody's, but you take this little train, what would you call it? I don't know, this little thingy up. The kids like it. You get in this little mine cart up to where you start your golf. And then, of course, we go for ice cream afterwards. But I forget the name of the ice cream place we always go to. We always go to the same place, but I just know where it is on the island. But I forget the name of it, but I will look it up and link it below as well because they are good, so I'll give them a shout out. This is the Wright Brothers National Park, so if you're into history and want to do something with the family, I was wrong, Kitty Hawk Kites is not across from that. That's across from the dunes, but this is Wright Brothers. There's a lot to do in that area, a lot of history. You can walk through, it's like a museum, right? Yes. That you can walk through the museum and learn all about the Wright Brothers. It is really big in there. You can spend a lot of time in there. And you can actually take like a picnic lunch. There's areas to sit outside and take your picnic lunch and do that with your family one day as well. It's not like a full day thing, but definitely spend some time there and learn some history as well. This is one restaurant that we went to one time. It was actually really good. Yeah, we went a couple times. Captain George's. It's a buffet style. We really enjoyed it because our kids love crab legs and you can get unlimited crab legs. It is a little pricey if you have a large family, so we don't go. We actually haven't been in years and years just because of the price point for a large family. But it is very good if you're looking for a buffet style unlimited crab legs. I love this place. The Christmas Mouse. It did. It burned down several years ago and it was so sad. It's all about Christmas. It's a whole Christmas store. If you can go in, especially if you love Christmas. It's so fun in there. Jockey Ridge State Park. So this is where the dunes are. A lot of people, what do they do? What is that?
Living dunes. And they do...
The dunes move.
Yeah, from the winds.
Yeah, from the winds. So every time you're down here, the dunes are just in completely different spots.
Right out there.
And people, you'll see, like, people actually, like, slide down these dunes and run down them. And it's sand, so it's a workout. But this is where we're going. We are going to Kitty Hawk Kites.
Our first stop is Kitty Hawk Kites. So we're in the off season, so there's not many people around, which is what I like. And it's not very hot. It's what, 60s right now, but it's windy, so you feel the wind chill because we're by the ocean, obviously. So you feel the wind chill, but it's pants and short sleeves kind of weather, which is perfect for me. Other people need hoodies. But we're going to take a look around the shops here. They do change out, stuff like that. Some things might not be open because it is the off season, but it's mid-April, 65 degrees, and we're going to see what's what. Nemo? Souvenir pen. Oh, you got a Kitty Hawk Kites souvenir penny machine right here. Old school. You can watch it get pressed. top of the tower now. Those are the living dunes out there. So every time you come down, the dunes are in different locations because the wind blows them around between the sound, which you can see way out there. And then this is the peninsula here, and that is the ocean on that side. So the beach is all down along that side. The main road, 158, where we came down. So we're in Nag's Head now. Kildare Hills up that way, and then down that way is where you can get over to the island of Manio and state parks, and the Outer Banks just keep stretching for miles and miles and miles. This is a good spot to get a view of where you're at when you're coming down to the Outer Banks. There's a smaller road here, just a 2-lane road that runs along closer to the beaches. So further up there, you get shops and restaurants and stuff like that as well too. But for faster traveling, you take this 4-lane road here. This is a map of all the shops within this shopping center here, and these change out over time, but basically an ice cream store is always here. Typically the Fedgery is always here. Kitty Hawk Kites, obviously. Kitty Hawk Surf Shop, but these smaller stores all change. These little ones that are all up inside here. So if you find something you like, you better get it fast, because it may not be here the next time you're here. This open area right here, they usually have live music playing, so they have somebody with a guitar or something playing right in this open area, which is right in the center of this whole little shopping center.
And you can watch in the summertime the fudge being made.
Yeah,
Kids
they
like
make the
to
fudge
watch
right here on
that.
the table. This is open right now, but since it's the off season, there's not much going on. So you can go in and shop still, but they don't have as much activity as they normally would. And there's normally live music right here. The ice cream shop is closed. That's right up above us. But everything's put away. It's not even open yet.
And I do want to say, for people that have the little kids and stuff, when we had our little kids here, there's lots of places that you can sit. Sometimes you're just tired from the day at the beach, so you can people watch. And they have the public restrooms here, which I know sounds silly, but when you're a family, it's really hard sometimes to find the public restrooms on the Outer Banks. So it's just a fun place to come and sit and watch and have your ice cream and the kids to be entertained.
In the shade, there are spots like this up on the upper level that have seats, so you can take a break and sit there too. And there's always historical stuff all around. Like this was Nag's Head Casino. This talks about Nag's Head Casino Dance Hall right here. So there's all kinds of fun historical stuff all over the place if you just spend some time and look around. One thing I wanted to add on about Kitty Hawk Kites, it's not just a kite store. It's a huge company that has locations all over the Outer Banks, so you can rent like jet skis. What is the
surf
windsurfing, even boogie boards, surfboard. You can pretty much any outdoor water activity you can rent from them. Yeah, you can book classes to teach how to do all that kind of stuff. So it's a large company that's throughout all of the Outer Banks. It's not just one store in the location that we went to. That's like one of the main points, and you can book all your trips and stuff at that location and then just go on the day of your scheduled event to where the actual location is going to be for your training or where you pick up your items to rent. So I just wanted to add that in right there. But right now, we wanted to give a shout out to the Tar Heel Motel. So it doesn't look like much, and there's just a little outdoor pool there, but this place is highly affordable, especially if you are down here for a quick weekend. Walking distance to the beach, so you're 1 block away. And you have beach entrance right here across the street. You just walk right across the street, go to the beach. Jeanette's Pier is walking distance down that way, I believe. And there's little shops down that way. Everything's pretty much walking distance. And then right behind Tar Heel Motel is a restaurant, The Dunes, right there, which funny enough, we have never eaten at. One of the places we've never eaten at, but because there's just so many around. We just haven't eaten at that one yet, but we have stayed here even before the new ownership change, which was like a year or two ago. And for the price, it is extremely clean. It was very nice. And then a couple years ago, they were under new ownership and they renovated everything. So it's even like newer now. Everything was repainted, renovated. There's like 2-bedroom suites now, so you can rent like 2 rooms and they're connected. New furniture, you name it. So just go online, look them up. But we wanted to give them a shout out because they're highly affordable compared to
pet friendly.
all the other places. Yeah, they have pet friendly, so they always run ads on Facebook about being pet friendly and things like that. So it's a nice little place. And if we ever, we're about an hour drive from where we normally stay when we're down here with family. It's about an hour drive to get out to the Outer Banks. So on times where we're here for longer periods, we'll actually book a night or two out here to do our beach days out here. So we're much closer, not having to drive back and forth with that hour drive when we're down here visiting family. But the Tar Heel Motel is definitely a place to check out. Another shout out to Fat Boys Ice Cream. So during the off season, it looks like they are just serving ice cream. But during the summer, they sell crab cakes that are amazing. So when we're here on beach days, and Jeanette's Pier is right down there. So sometimes we park there and go to the beach, or the beach entrance down there. But we just walk off the beach for lunch and grab some crab cakes. And it is amazing. And they have like pina colada, milkshakes, all kinds of different ice cream type stuff. And then in between here and the Tar Heel Motel, there is a restaurant called Owen's, which has amazing breakfast. So we have eaten there for breakfast before, and that is really good as well. So Fat Boys here, Owen's a little bit further down on the left hand side, and then Tar Heel Motel is just a little past that on the left. And then you got beach entrances along the way. And our next stop is Jeanette's Pier. So next stop, Jeanette's Pier. You're a little short.
Sorry.
So this is a great place to go pier fishing. It's not free, of course, but we'll go over the costs of everything when we get up inside. But there's beach access on either side, and there is washrooms. So that's something that everybody always looks for. So there are washrooms right over there, as well as the bathrooms, and there's areas inside of the bathrooms to change and everything else. So even during the busy season, this isn't very busy. When we come down in the summer, there's always somewhere to park. It may take a couple minutes waiting for somebody else to leave, but you can find parking, and on the other side of this little building is even more parking. So it's a pretty big lot. And people are coming, going. So one thing about the Outer Banks is the beaches stretch for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. So it's hardly ever even crowded. So even on the busiest of days, you can find parking. You can always find spots on the beach. There's no beach tags required. So you just walk on, go on the beach, and then leave whenever you want, pack lunches, or find a little place to walk to and get your food. But it's great, clean beaches.
So when you come to the Outer Banks and you come frequently, you actually end up getting to know the beaches pretty well. So when we first started coming down years and years and years ago, we were pretty much further up, like Kitty Hawk, Kill Devils.
We were always going up to the easier access beach because of how far of a drive it is to come down here.
Yeah. So we definitely
16 miles to Jeanette's Pier.
Yeah, we definitely this is our preferred beach now. So that's why from where we stay, it takes a good hour to get to this beach, which we're okay with for that drive. This is our beach. This is the beach house, the bathrooms, the bathhouses that we like. So we're okay. Like once you find that spot in the Outer Banks that you like that's just where you end up going. So we're okay with that drive. And this is just it. So this is our spot where we come every time we come to the beach.
And if it gets too hot, it's air conditioned inside the pier. So there's a gift shop in there. There's actually a little aquarium, so we're going to show that stuff next, but it's air conditioned in there. So if it does get too hot outside, even sitting on the under the umbrellas, you just take a break and go inside and get some air conditioning. Here's here's some of the prices here. So walking onto the pier is $2, day pass 14. I don't know if these are accurate. It looks like they were taped over at one point, but different costs for the use of the pier. As you walk up here, there is a little placards on the left that goes through the history of Jeanette's Pier. There's obviously, the Outer Banks is known for hurricanes, so during hurricane season, this pier has been destroyed several times, but it goes through the history here of when it was built, destroyed, and then destroyed again and rebuilt. And some old photos, old-time photos of some of the fish that were caught off of the pier. And then a little family history, the Jeanette family. So to get access onto the pier, face covering, 6 feet of distance, wash your hands, nothing new. But to get access to the pier, you have to go in through those main doors and then pay the $2 to go out onto the pier. But even before you get inside, if you just want to chill out here, people watch. Sometimes there's surfers out here. I'm surprised there's none right now with how windy it is, but looks like you're allowed to drive on the beach. I wasn't aware of that, but some people are driving, have driven on the beach. You can beach fish here too, so you can surf fish off of these beaches. But there's nice benches to sit on if you just want to come and relax and walk around the tortoise. And all around here, this is state-owned and operated, so it is. There's all kinds of historical information on Jeanette's Pier and the history around it and the types of fish known to this area. Out here on the pier, there's all these informational placards up. So when you come out, we're just out here for a walk, but if you're out here to fish, you can educate yourself on all of these placards that are out. I'll show more of them as we go along, but and the views obviously of the ocean. Here's something new. Social fish distancing. Stay a fishing rod away. A place to put your cigarette butts so you don't litter. They provide you with fish cleaning stations, right size to keep or throw back. Don't keep the little ones. Looks like you can actually do whale watching here too. December through March, several species of whales may be seen from the pier as they migrate off the outer banks. Bottlenose dolphins are plentiful throughout the year. And here is the different kinds of whales that you could possibly see migrating past this pier. So, if you don't have anything to do, come out here, sit on the end of the pier with your binoculars, and you could possibly catch some whales and dolphins. And here's some seabirds. Information on seabirds. Some instruction if you happen to catch a sea turtle. There's a lot of sea turtles around here too, so you do not want to keep them, obviously. Walked past this earlier, but now that I saw the sea turtle sign, this is a sea turtle rescue net that they keep here available. So if you should snag a sea turtle, you can save it. Sometimes when you come here right off of the pier there, this gate's open at the bottom here, so that you can just walk up these steps and come right up to the second deck off of this patio. So this is the rental space here. Need an appointment to check it out, but this is like the rental hall, and there's a kitchen area back through those doors. But you set up your seating and everything in here, and you can have your banquets. But certain times of the year you can just come right up here, get a nice view. When it's hot out, it's all shaded from the sun in summertime, so you can grab your food or your snack and sit right up here, listen to the waves crash, eat your food and relax. And the views are great. Ghost rockers. They rock by themselves. This one got a little rambunctious. There you go. Here's some more detailed info on the pricing. Fishing rates, passes, you can rent rods, hours during the different seasons. Or is it sea turtle you later? Here's a good map of the Outer Banks right here at Jeanette's Pier, so it shows us where we are.
Right here.
So the road we came in on.
So this is the bridge.
That's the bridge, yeah. And it's 16 miles down to Jeanette's Pier, so that's where we are right now. So you can see, and then, yeah, I turn up here to go up to Duck, northern beaches. This is all southern beaches, but as you can see, it's miles and miles and miles. We've never even been all the way down to Hatteras Island. That's the famous black and white lighthouse there on Hatteras Island.
But this is one of, if you go over here and then over this bridge, this is one of my favorite places on the island to go. There's an aquarium over here, and I love going to this lost colony. This is a huge
It's
outdoor.
a lot of historical. So Manio,
I love being over
it's
here.
Roanoke Island, but it's called Manio.
Yeah, there's another bridge that you go.
Wanchese is the southern part of the island. Manio is this, but the whole island is Roanoke Island, and that's a lost colony that is infamous settle, and they literally just disappeared. And then there was just a carving in the tree that no one even knows truly what it meant. But there was a carving in a tree that they found where the settlement was supposed to be. And so there's a lot of historical stuff here in Lost Colony out there, drama. The aquarium is out there. Does it show that on here? Yes,
yep, right
Maritime
here.
Museum, North Carolina Aquarium. So that's all, state aquarium, but that's a great place to go. So we'll have to check that out on another trip. But we've been there several times. But one thing we've not done is gone all the way down here because it's hours and hours of driving. Yep. We've been to Pea Island.
Yeah, that's the furthest we went.
We went canoeing out in the sound here. So this is calm waters. Obviously the ocean is here, and then this is just the sound. So it's very calm, and you can wade pretty far out, but you can swim here off these beaches, as well as the oceanside beaches. Catch fishing trips too. Oregon Inlet is an area where you can catch fishing trips, and up in these areas here.
That was a couple-hour drive.
So yeah, you just drive. So when you come to the Outer Banks, you definitely have to plan your time because of the amount of time that's spent driving. So if you're here for a long period of time, maybe it's worth a long drive to check out Hatteras Island. But you're literally going to take an entire day just to drive and hang out on that island, and then drive back to where you might be coming from, and that's the entire day. So we've never done it just because there's plenty to do all around in these areas. We're just now, it's been probably 10 years since we've been coming down, and we're just now starting to explore duck. We almost forgot Sam and Obi's. They have good breakfast too. They're right across the street from Jeanette's Pier.
They have really good food here. Off for Arthur's Oyster Bar. That place is so good.
So we're back from the Outer Banks. There's a lot of content, so we're going to split the video into 2 parts. So this is the end of part 1, which is what you just saw.
Right.
This is everything we did before we went to Duck. So part 2 will be when we go up to Duck and have dinner, and then there's sunset on Duck Boardwalk. Subscribe below to follow along.
So I'm a shoe girl, and at Kitty Hawk Heights, of course, I was warped into the shoe section, and I found these shoes called Hey Dude. They are the most comfortable. I've been telling everybody at work about them. I actually take them off my feet, and I'm like, here, try them. Put them on your feet. And they do. And they're so comfortable. Now, Albert didn't like them because they didn't have a huge arch support, but I'm used to wearing Chucks, so they don't have an arch support, but they are so comfortable. They weigh like 2 ounces. I love them. Go try them on. They're so comfortable. Get them. They're amazing.
So that's it. Last tag.